Hello, welcome to a live stream. I normally don't really talk about Monster Hunter too much on this channel. I know I've been posting some gameplays, but of course I do have a separate channel that's just for games. But of course I haven't been posting in such a long time. I need to actually post a couple of videos. I need to make a separate video discussing my my um, personal predictions for the upcoming Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak event that is basically coming on the 15th of March. Yes, basically next week. Now, this is all fun and games, literally fun and games, but I want to discuss more about this because for those of you who don't know, Monster Hunter Rise is a Monster Hunter game that's available on Nintendo Switch and PC. The game is very fun. It's so amazing. I'm still playing the game. I'm taking my sweet time on it. And even though I'm not really progressing that much in the story because I'm choosing not to, that's the cool part about Monster Hunter. You don't really have to force yourself to go into the story. You can still play other stuff while you kind of reject the story for a bit or hold the story for a bit. But anyways, let me just see if you can hear me. Can still play other stuff. Now, I'm sorry about the terrible audio or my voice. I'm sorry about that. But of course, this is not about my voice, it's about me discussing Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I will make a separate video on my main channel and I'll just try and discuss my predictions about this. Also in this video as well, but I don't really make a lot of Monster Hunter news on this channel. When it comes to live streams or live streaming the event, I don't know if I'll be able to do so because obviously I do have issues with OBS. I've tried live streaming and watching videos. It has not really worked so well. So I feel like at the end I can't really do that. I don't know what else to do, to be fair. Okay, let's go. Maybe I can find a way. We are on the official Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak website. Sunbreak is going to be the massive expansion to Rise. Now, basically, it's going to add more content, more monsters, a new difficulty rank, and possibly new areas to fight monsters in. That's amazing. Now, as you can see from the specific uh, uh, screen over here, if you zoom in very closely, this over here, this is our flagship monster, Malzeno. Malzeno is an elder dragon. Now, if you know Monster Hunter, you'll know what I'm talking about. I can't describe every single thing, obviously, but elder dragons are a specific group of monsters that, how do I describe it? They're very ancient and they're very powerful. Their mere existence scares the other monsters away. I mean, literally, you know. Uh, so obviously, as you can see, we have the hunter, the palico, the palamute, all getting ready to fight this monster. And if you look in the background, we have a specific area. It looks destroyed. It looks like a coliseum, but destroyed. Uh, it looks like it used to be something very important. If you look on your right, on the right hand, let's zoom in. Monster Hunter Rise digital event March 2020. Oh, March 2022. Sorry, sorry. So we'll click it and let's just see what they're gonna talk about. Okay. Oh, tune in to the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak digital event for exciting reveals of new monsters, gameplay info, and more. Now, Capcom did have a special event last year discussing Sunbreak, but all they did was show the already teased trailer they shown on the Nintendo Direct, and they also shown like a teaser of a monster, a returning monster, and that's it. And they mostly spoke about like Rise compared to Sunbreak, but this is exclusively Sunbreak, which is gonna be amazing. You know, the previous version, the previous not version, the previous special event. You know, I was expecting a bit more, but I feel like this one is gonna deliver a bit more. compared to the previous one. Okay, so as you can see, this is what they mention: new monsters. Now, it's plural, okay? Monsters, okay, with a S, meaning that they're gonna show a lot of new monsters. Gameplay info. It does seem like they're going to be giving us new gameplay aspects. Um, Obviously, this is normal. I mean, in Iceborne, they gave us the clutch claw, so they might give us more movement, more switch skills, possibly. And they also say and more. Maybe they're gonna talk more about behind the scenes stuff. Maybe about the sound design. Maybe talk more about your next home base. They might talk about maybe more character edit features or something like that. There might be a lot of stuff to talk about. I hope that this one is better than the previous one, because their previous one did not really tap into so much about Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. It only spoke about Rise, and yeah, that was it. So this one is going to be awesome. I hope so, because I want to see more content. I want to see more content. Okay, as we zoom down, we have okay. If you look at the date when the teaser trailer was revealed, yeah, on the 9th month, December. You know, so basically, they've teased a lot of stuff actually. And as you can see, these are the monsters they've actually teased. Well, the large monsters: Malzeno, Lunageron. Both, by the way, are new monsters. We then have Shogun Shianata, a returning monster. And that's it. That's literally it. We then also have this page over here. It's called Amiibo. Basically, Amiibos are little sculptures that you can use and scan it on your Nintendo Switch to get certain type of rewards depending on the game. And in this one, we're getting 3 new Amiibos. We're gonna get a Palamute, we're gonna get a Palico, and we're gonna get the Malzeno Amiibo. I have the Magnamalo Amiibo for Rise, and it's amazing. It's well detailed. It's so good. Okay, it's so good. It's not crappy quality whatsoever. It's really good quality. Um, so I hope that there is a special edition available for Sunbreak, because it does make sense to have one, because they had one for Stories too, which was a spin-off from the Monster Hunter series. They had one for Rise, which I have. I would like to get a Sunbreak version, because it'll come with the Amiibo stickers, the game itself. It'll come with a pin. It might come with, well, I don't know what else it might come with, but it's always full with goodies. That's the best part about it. So I am hoping to get that. When it comes to the Palico and Palamute, those Amiibos are sold separately. Okay, but the Malzeno ones, the Magnamalo, which I had, it came specifically in a collector's edition. So I assume the Malzeno will come in the same collector's edition. Now, do I think there might be a Nintendo Switch version? I hope so. I really hope so. I really hope so. Because if you don't know, Monster Hunter Rise had their own special edition Nintendo Switch console. That was amazing. I never purchased it. It was in my country's Nintendo store for months. Months and months and months. Okay, no one was buying it. Until December, someone bought it, I guess. But anyways, maybe this time I guess I'll be able to buy it. If I save up some money, I can actually buy it. But special editions always cost like $1 billion. Well, obviously I'm kidding, but you know what I'm talking about. It's a bit more expensive because special editions will always come with the game itself, a digital version of the game. Now, if there is a Nintendo Switch edition to Sunbreak, I have a feeling that it might be this nice bright pink or purple, or it might be the color of Malzeno, which I would like. The Rise Nintendo Switch was okay. It was gray. That's it, the standard gray, but it had patterns on it. I would like to see a Nintendo Switch that's a bit more colored. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see a bland Nintendo Switch, if there is one, for Rise. I mean for Sunbreak. If there is one for Sunbreak, I don't want to see a bland Nintendo Switch with a couple of patterns. No, I want to see the color. I want to see this pinkish color, or maybe Malzino or something like that. You want that color to be represented on the Nintendo Switch. So hopefully there is a special edition Nintendo Switch. I mean, they did have a special edition Nintendo Switch for Generations Ultimate. So hopefully they have another one. But they did not have one for Stories 2. Maybe because Stories 2 was a spin-off and they did not really expect so much of sales, Because when it came to Rise, I mean, even though it's not really one of the mainline games, you can still expect a lot of sales because all their portable games have really sold well in the past. So yeah, it does make sense to give a special edition. But I hope there is a special edition for this one. I would love to get a special edition for Nintendo Switch. That would be amazing. But anyways, I am looking forward for this event. I'm really looking forward for this event, and I hope for the best for this event. Will I live stream it? I don't know. I can't promise that. As I said, OBS is not the best for me. It always has issues anytime I watch a video. Okay, let me show you a video now, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Let me show you a video. It barely plays. You'll hear the sound, but it will barely play. That's the problem. My laptop itself, I can watch videos out of, but when it comes to streaming, for some reason, it doesn't want to record that much. I guess it's because of OBS. Even when I use my webcam, it always cuts certain aspects of it, which really sucks, It really does suck. I guess it's OBS itself. I'm sure there is some setting that's changing certain issues or causing certain issues. Okay. Okay, now it's not loading. Wait for it. You'll see. It'll cut a lot of parts out. I'll be back. Loading, I sucks. I'm so sorry. The issue. When you play actual, it keeps cut. To try to change my settings a couple weeks ago, so I don't really know. I don't really know if any of that will change my video watching, but it does lag. There is a bit of lag everywhere, so it does suck when it doesn't work. Maybe there is a proper setting. I can change in some way, and then I can react to the video because I want to react to the video, I want to share this experience with you guys and gals. Okay? Alright then, let's see if it works. Anyways, wow, I need a new battery for my watch. Something is definitely wrong with my battery. It keeps making my watch get slow, and sometimes it just stops. We need a new battery. Okay. So anyways, as you can see, again, this is not the issue. Loading is not the issue because it normally loads well. I guess it's because of the website, but what I'm trying to say was it's just the video itself. When you play the video, it gets chopped up. Okay, so I can't really watch it over here. Now, here is my predictions. Alright, let's get our predictions in order. I have a piece of paper, a torn piece of paper. Not so much torn, but let's just say like 10% torn. Now, I'll be drawing up a diagram, and on this diagram, I'll be basically listing down all of my predictions for this. And on the main channel, I'll discuss these predictions properly. But anyways, here's my predictions, okay? So let me just list it down first neatly. Okay. Hold on. I need a sharpener. I need a little sharpener. There we go. Gotta make your pencil very, very sharp. Okay. You know the worst part about sharpening pencils? Do you want to know the worst part about sharpening pencils? The worst part is when the nib gets stuck inside the sharpener. That's the worst part. And it's very difficult to get rid of. Uh, Brings me back to the school days, struggling to sharpen my pencil. Okay, so my predictions is going to be very strange, I guess. But let me read some other articles to get some more influence and see what they're talking about. So maybe I'll get a clear understanding on my predictions. I mean, predictions can never be right or wrong. Well, technically, it has to be it has to be right. No, it doesn't have to be right. I'm not saying it should be right. I'm just saying it is a prediction. Okay, sorry, my voice sucks. I know. You just want to strangle my voice. People just want to strangle my voice. I get it. I get it. Okay, I get it. I haven't warmed up my voice in so long, and this microphone makes me sound like an idiot. Okay, hot new deets on incoming DLC. It's not a DLC, it's an expansion, but okay. Whatever floats your boat. Uh, okay. So the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak digital event stream will feature 20 minutes. Are you kidding me? 20 minutes of exciting new details and footage pertaining to the expansion. Attention will be paid to the quest, gear, characters, and of course monsters that will be joining the already epic adventure title. The live stream will be broadcast in English and Japanese and will be viewable on Capcom's social media channels. Okay, that's basically on YouTube or Twitch. Monster Hunter Rise originally launched. Okay. As you can see, 20 minutes of programming. Dang, 20 minutes. I expected like an entire hour, but okay. You know what? I'm looking forward for that. I am looking forward for that. I'm looking forward for that. Okay, so as you can see, March 15th. Okay, that's your time. And as you can see, they say new monsters, gameplay info, and more. 20 minutes for 20 minutes. Look, why did I click on Twitter? When you go on Twitter, your brain rots. Okay, I'm being honest. Twitter make the brain go boom. Okay, it hurts. I don't want to read tweets, especially those that get offended over Monster Hunter armor sets. There are people who get offended over that because it's too revealing, apparently. Uh, okay, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to deal with this crap. I just don't like it. I just don't like logging on Twitter. I logged on yet, but still, regardless if I never logged on or not, Twitter is a pain. Okay, a pain that's so painful. Okay, since when did Twitter came so toxic? Like I joined in back in 2016, and I remember like it wasn't a problem. And all of a sudden, it became a problem. All of a sudden, every Tom, Dick, and Harry thought there was political geniuses and stuff like that. So obviously, that's the problem with Twitter. Everyone thinks they are genius, but in fact, most of people on Twitter aren't geniuses. Okay, the hunt is on. Okay, basically a tweet. Okay. Okay. Not much actually. That's it. That's literally it. I was expecting a lot more news, but of course, I guess that's it. Well, to be fair, I'm tired of looking at stuff like this. Just going on Twitter is a headache, unfortunately. I used to handle it. I can't handle it anymore. Going on Twitter is like a death sentence. Okay. Um so basically 20 minutes. That's not bad though. Like they were able to push like so much of content in a 1 minute teaser trailer. Back in December, it was just a 1 minute teaser trailer. There was no discussions or whatever. It was just a small teaser trailer, and they managed to push in. Sorry, I keep butchering my words. They managed. Sorry about my voice as well. I'm very sorry about that. They managed to push in Elgato, well, the mentioning of Elgato, Rondine's sister, um, Luna Garon, which was the main point of that teaser trailer. What else? They managed to put in quite a lot of things in a 1 minute trailer. So I hope this next trailer is like 3 minutes, okay? Because all of Rise's trailers were 3 minutes. So I hope it's gonna be, I hope it's gonna be 3 minutes as well. But anyways, here are my predictions. Now, when it comes to new monsters, that has never been discussed before, let's talk about this. First things first is a couple of days ago on their Twitter, they teased out a little artwork which looks like a discolored version of, no, how do I say this? Well, long ago, last year, they posted a piece of artwork. No, 2020, they posted a piece of artwork. That artwork is supposed to represent Bishartan. Now, Bishartan is basically a very, very cool monster. I love the monster. And now, they posted that same image, but this time it was discolored, or in other words, different color. And what they're trying to say is that there's going to be a subspecies or a variant. So I'm just gonna write in sub slash variant. Should I type it down so you guys and gals can see? Okay. I'm not gonna put it on my WordPad. No. Okay, let's put a WordPad. Here we go. Okay. As you can see, I can't zoom in. Sorry. Let's make the font a bit bigger. My mouse disappeared. Hey. Oh. For a moment it disappeared. Well, basically I'm writing it down on paper, but I think I should write it in front of you guys and gals so you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So first things first is the subspecies or variant of, it could be a subspecies, it could be a variant, you don't know. But I'm just saying it could be either, but regardless, we're gonna get something that is gonna be Bishartan's cousin, which is gonna be cool. After that, we could possibly get what else? A returning monster. I'm gonna say no, two large returning. You gotta be very specific. One new. Basically, a small monster that's returning or either new to the series. Okay. What else? No, I say two large returning monsters because it could be any large monster, you know? I say two because I don't think they're gonna shove like 100 monsters in one trailer. The trailer itself could be 3 minutes or even two. So, even so, even if it's a 3 minute trailer, I don't think they can shove in like 100 monsters. Uh, I don't think so. So, yeah. A few monster intros. They might cut it up. But a few monster intros. Obviously, they'll cut it up like what they did with Luna Garon. The Luna Garon teaser trailer did have a small snippet of the intro. a few monster intros or teasing. Okay, no, I don't think they can do that. I don't think they'll do that. Maybe instead they might show more of Malzeno. More of Malzeno. Luna Garon. More of Luna Garon. We might get more new locale. More on the new locale. Uh, Elgato, which is our new home base, and what else? New NPCs. Uh, I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's all of my predictions. You know, we're gonna see the subspecies of Bishartan. We're gonna see possibly two returning monsters. We could possibly get a small monster, a returning or a new small monster. More, um, more footage of Malzeno, more footage on Luna Garon, more footage of the new locale. Maybe you might see some returning monsters or any of the other monsters in this new locale. We will get more footage of Elgato, new NPCs, Ronde and Sister. So these are all predictions. All of them are predictions. Okay, so yes, uh, will I get my predictions right? I don't know. Last time I wrote a plethora of predictions, and many of them were wrong. Many of them were wrong. In fact, I only got one right, which was a new Fanged Wyvern. That was it. I had like 20 predictions, and only one came out right, and that's it. That's it. Um, it was basically a new Fanged Wyvern, and I got that right for the past teaser trailer. So yes. Anyways, when it comes to returning monsters, you need to understand that they're not gonna throw any monster in. Rise is specifically about Japanese mythology. The new monsters matched Japanese folklore, and so did the returning monsters as well. They matched Japanese folklore. They tried to match it up to any Japanese folklore that they could find to give it a nice intro. Now, when it comes to Sunbreak, they're doing the same mythology thing, but not with Japan stuff, but with European stuff. Basically, like European monsters. The flagship of the freaking flagship, the flagship of Sunbreak, Malzeno, is inspired by Dracula. Luna Garon is a monster inspired by a werewolf. At the end of the day, it's like they're basically basing it off European monsters or European folklore and mythology and stuff like that. So they're going to be very strict with its mythology. They're going to be very strict with giving what's there. So I feel like this subspecies of Bishartan possibly could match a monster from European mythology, maybe like a troll or maybe like some kind of monster that fits its depiction. There's a lot of monsters that can fit Bishartan's depiction. So yeah. Oh, what happened? Okay. So, anyways, two large returning monsters. I say two because I don't think it's gonna be three or four. I'm just gonna stick with two, just to be safe. Two large monsters. I would love to see two large monsters. I would love to see it, especially monsters from the past. I don't think they'll show Elder Dragons just yet. I don't think so. But anyways, after this is my full on all monsters predictions, all returning monster predictions. For the entire game. Okay, we're not talking about the trailer. We're not talking about the teaser trailers. We are talking about the entire game. Okay? We are talking about the entire game. Here is all my returning monster predictions. Okay? Please listen up. Okay, so please listen up. Uh, just in case I, just in case I never pronounced it properly or never said it properly, all this over here. See these points over here. They are specifically for March 15th teaser. Well, not teaser. It's not going to be a teaser. It's a special event. So specifically, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 predictions. These 9 predictions are specifically for March 15th. Only for March 15th. Okay? If I get them wrong, it's wrong. If I get them right, I can be happy, you know? However, this specific portion of the page is going to be about all the monsters that's going to come in Rise. All of the monsters I will predict, okay? So this is my prediction page on the monsters that's going to come in Rise Sunbreak. Yeah, okay? So, yeah, not the trailer, but just altogether the entirety of the game, okay? I'm sorry, I just gotta explain it one more time because sometimes people don't really hear me sometimes, you know? No, okay. I'm just sorry if I explained it too much. So, once again, final time. I know I sound annoying, but this is for the entire game of Sunbreak. This is for the entirety of Sunbreak. All of the monsters that will possibly come. These are my predictions for everything. It doesn't matter the teaser trailer or whatever. This is just all my predictions for the entire game. Okay. So we start off with Kyrian. Now, why do I say Kyrian? Because obviously, Kyrian is a unicorn, and unicorns are basically part of European mythology, I guess. Next, we have Glaviness. Now, if you don't know, Shogun Shianata is in this game, which I mentioned earlier in the live stream, and basically, Shogun Shianata has a what's the term? Uh, a apex form as well. In other words, deviant form. But the I'm so sorry if you hear any talking in the background. I'm so sorry. Basically, apexes are just similar to deviants from Monster Hunter Generations and Generations Ultimate. So yeah, but they are very different in some ways, I guess. A lot of people point that out. But anyways, Shogun Shianata as a deviant, and obviously that will translate in Sunbreak as a apex. So the apex of Shogun Shianata. Sorry. I'm so sorry. My voice is not the same today. I'm very sorry. It sounds like I have a brick in my throat. So basically, as I was saying, Shogun Shianata's deviant form is basically going to be an apex in Sunbreak, or a Sunbreak is going to take the deviant form and rebrand them as an apex. Okay, I'm not going to go down to the technicalities of that, but anyways, the deviant form of Shogun Shianata either has a Glaviness skull or the skull of a Gravios. So, yes, I just want to point that out because the regular Shogun Shianata, they have Gravios skulls as shells, but the deviant form as either Gravios skulls or Glaviness skulls as shells. Okay, a lot of information. I know I suck. I know I suck at pronouncing and describing stuff. I'm sorry, okay? So it does make sense to give Glaviness and Gravios back. I mean, even if you weren't getting Shogun, it does make sense to give Gravios because, firstly, we do have Basirios. Basirios is the juvenile version of Gravios, which is something I've heard. And not only that, but Gravios is kind of like a stone monster. Gravios is like this hard stone monster, right? Gargoyles come from Europe, am I right? So Gravios will fit perfectly in Sunbreak, so that's totally fine. Uh, and plus Glaviness as a sword. You know, in European folklore, there's stories about swords and stuff like that. Hey, Glaviness can fit in. Okay. So basically, both of them can even stand on their own, even without Shogun. But still, we are gonna get a skull. We are gonna get the skull-wearing crab, and it's deviant in the game. So Apex, Apex Shogun. Okay. What else? I'm trying to think. It's very difficult to think. Hold on. It's time to check the wiki out. It's time to check the wiki out. Now, there is a fandom wiki. It has a lot of information on Monster Hunter games and content. So let's just look at the general info and look at all the monsters. I cannot really predict the small monsters. I can't really do that because many small monsters can fit in. So yeah, but when it comes to the large monsters, that's something we can really predict. You know. Okay, I'm still going live. I'm still going live. Okay, so as you can see, we have. I was expecting to see the full list of the monsters and its icon images, but okay. Okay, here we go. Finally, small monster, small monster, small monster. We do have Bullfango, but I don't think its leader version, the Bulldrome, will fit in because I don't know if there is any type of mythology that fits for the Bulldrome. Anything else? We're gonna skip the small monsters. We already have Basilios. I don't know about Cephadrome. I don't know if there's anything in European mythology that will fit Cephadrome. We have Diablos. I don't know if we'll get Black Diablos uh, or Monoblos. We will get Gravios, possibly. Gypsaros. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Plesioth. I don't know. I mean, maybe something can fit Plesioth, you know? Uh, Anything else? Fatalis. I hope Lao Shanlong can return, but this is the thing. It's like I'm sure they'll look for a new monster instead, a new large elder dragon instead. When it comes to the okay, I never thought they were going to be giving subspecies in this specific expansion. I say this because I thought they were going to be very strict with just having monsters, returning monsters in, and that's it. I never thought they're going to have subspecies in it. So yeah, I never thought like as I said, there's going to be a Bishartan subspecies or variant. Regardless, I never thought there was going to be that specifically in Sunbreak. I thought Sunbreak is just going to have returning and new monsters. That's it. You know, I thought they're going to have a different approach. Turns out they're going to have the traditional approach, which is perfectly fine as well. That means Silver Rathalos. No, is it Silver Rathalos? Yeah, So I thought there was no subspecies and variants that's going to make it in Sunbreak. My bad. You need to realize that Monster Hunter will always stay traditional to its core themes of always having subspecies in its expansion. So my bad. I'm stupid. I am very stupid. Yes, call me stupid names if you want to. Totally fine. Okay. I don't even think we'll even get Black Gravios. Uh, but hey, that'll be a welcome return. When it comes to Azure Rathalos and Pink Rathian, I don't know. I don't know if they'll make a return, but that'll be amazing. I'm gonna put them in the list anyways. Uh, Azure. Okay, I'm just throwing them in the list of predictions anyways. Okay. Hmm. I would love for Fatalis to come, but I have a feeling they might have a different Black Dragon or even a newer Black Dragon to approach. Maybe, but it does make sense for almost every game to have like a Fatalis. Not every game had Fatalis, but most Monster Hunter games had, so it does make sense just to put him in. Okay. When it comes to Kezu, I don't know if any monster from European mythology fits Kezu, so I don't know. And plus, I don't really know how strict they're going to be with the European mythology stuff because I don't know. I don't even know what monster the subspecies of Bishaten is going to represent. I think a troll, possibly a troll, because Bishaten, the regular Bishaten, acts like a troll. So the subspecies might also act like a troll. That would be amazing. Uh, I feel like Red Kezu might represent some kind of monster. I don't know what. I'm sure there's a lot of monsters. Um, okay. When it comes to um, what do you call it? Blangonga. I know it can easily fit the monster a Yeti, but the problem with the Yeti is that a Yeti is not really European mythology. It's not European mythology. It's actually Himalayan mythology. So, in other words, I mean they can't throw him in, but I don't see him fitting anything. Maybe Kongalala as Bigfoot, but then again, Kongalala, I don't know if he has a big foot. I don't know. Okay, I do know of another small monster. I'm gonna throw him in. Just the regular Shianata, basically the juvenile version. That's it. Okay, anything else? Okay. I don't know. I really don't know. I think Kongalala would fit perfectly as a Bigfoot. Shen Gauren, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Rusted, I think we might get Rusted. I think we might get Rusted Kushala. Rusted Kushala. I think I'm spelling it correctly. My English fails. And I'm supposed to be working on a book. Kushala, okay. We already have Teostra, but I feel like Lunastra might make a return as well. I have a feeling, I have a hunch, and I don't want it to. I don't want it to. I'm not writing it down because I want it to. I'm writing it down because I have a feeling she might come. I don't want it to. She was a pain in World and Iceborne, okay. When it comes to the flightless flying wyverns, I don't know if they'll even come. Their skeletons are in the game, but I don't think they'll ever come. Which sucks, you know. I would like to fight them, but I feel like the fight won't really be that fun. Now, will Tigrex get a subspecies? I hope so. Will Hypnoctotris come back? I don't know. Levisiot? I don't know. So, as you can see, this is 3rd gen. I don't think any returning Leviathans will appear because maybe a Elatreon might appear, but I don't think. Okay, he's a black dragon. I don't think any Leviathans, any old Leviathans will appear. Maybe just new Leviathans, you know. but not anything old. Um, Brute Tigrex, maybe. Oh crap, that's gonna be painful. um, Brute Tigrex, that'll be fun. Maybe Stygian Zynoga, but they already have a werewolf. They already have a werewolf, but just in case, you can never have too little werewolves. You know. Okay, I think I said that wrong. Possibly might have the full versions of the older monsters. Like we only have Zamites in the game. Zamatrios might fit in fine, but what monster does it represent? I'm throwing him in um, just because its juvenile version was in the base game. This monster is like a sheep type of monster. It's just very simple, I guess. We might see this in Elgato, possibly. You know, like how we see the Popo in uh, Kamura Village. They basically look like sheep, little sheep. You might see them. They look very like European, I guess. I mean, sheep can be found anywhere, but hey. I guess that's it. That's literally it. I don't see anything else. Maybe I don't know. Okay, look, we had to go through so much. Can Gamut return? I don't know. I mean, Gamut. What monster can Gamut represent? An Oliphant? I don't know. Maybe an Oliphant because it's so big. I feel like we could get. Here we go. This is the Shianata I was talking about. The deviant I was talking about, Rust Razor. Basically, it will become Apex Shianata in the game in Sunbreak, but we might get Malfesto because Malfesto has this disappearing act. Malfesto is basically this bird wyvern that can reappear and disappear. It looks like some kind of clown or something like that, or a some kind of what do you call it? Jester, court jester. You know, looks like a jester. Just like someone who wants to make some funny jokes or whatever. It literally has the eyebrows for it. Okay. Um. Now, even though it looks like a giant owl, just remember this monster can reappear, disappear, and do some crazy stuff. So I'm gonna put it on and obviously put Apex Malfestio in it. Apex. I can't spell a lot of monsters, okay? I will add more to this prediction list, but once again, I need to properly know where on earth Capcom is when it comes to the expansion. Are they going to be very strict when it comes to themes? Are they going to be very strict when it comes to all these type of themes like mythology or whatever? Or are they just going to play it off and off? Like, are they just going to have it off of the game, like based on mythology, and the other off just going to be random subspecies and variants and stuff like that? Because that'll be totally fine either. You know, I don't mind them playing with mythologies or whatever and being very strict about it. Nor do I mind if they are not strict about it. But personally, I'll prefer if they are not strict with mythologies, because then they won't be able to give us certain types of monsters. I would like to see a lot of monsters return. I don't just want to see monsters that fit a certain mythology. But since Capcom is going with this specific way when it comes to Sunbreak, that's good. But I hope in the future Capcom does not do the same thing again. Okay, there's nothing wrong when it comes to a monster being inspired from a mythology or whatever. Personally, I feel like the issue is when you be strict about the mythology, when you be very strict about the mythology, because then you can't just put any monster in. You can't just throw any monster in. You can't do that. You can't just throw any monster in like in the old games. You can't do that because you have to be very strict with the rules and make sure it fits the perfect mythology. So, anyways, I hope in the future that they basically not really be strict with when it comes to the mythology of games. I feel like no matter how the monster is inspired, what mythology is behind the monster, regardless, I would like to see plenty of types of different monsters instead of the game being very strict with themes or mythology itself. Because Rise was very strict with mythology. Even though it turned out to be a good game, when it comes to the expansion, the problem with that is you might not see a lot of subspecies, possibly, if the game is going to be very strict with mythology, like Western mythology. You're not going to get to see a lot of subspecies or variants. I just threw them in because I don't really know where Capcom is headed. They could just have a small portion of the game only dedicated to Western mythology, which would be fine as well. Or they could go all in and say everything about the game is based on Western mythology, which is cool. But personally, I would rather have them have like a small portion of the game just based on Western mythology, because I want to see subspecies of monsters. I want to see different subspecies. I want to see different types of monsters, returning monsters, old monsters. I don't want them to be restricted based on the mythology rule of the specific expansion or the game itself. You know, normally expansions don't really follow any type of stuff. Like rules. It just throws in a lot of subspecies. But hey, let's just see where they go. I hope they're very light when it comes to the rules of mythology. Like maybe like 6 or 7 monsters are inspired by mythology, maybe just for the story, maybe just for the story's sake, but all the other monsters are basically inspired by, well, not inspired by anything, they're just thrown in there because that's fun. Sorry about my voice, but what I'm trying to say is I would rather have Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak, have any type of monster, not just follow the strict rules of folklore or whatever. It worked in Rise because that's the base game. When it comes to expansions, they normally have subspecies and all the other types of stuff. So throwing in subspecies and variants and all that type of stuff is a normal thing. I don't know if they could actually do a lot of that, because if if Rise if Rise Sunbreak is going to be basically very strict with mythology, like how they were in with the base game, you're not going to get so much subspecies. But I don't know which specific way they're heading. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be very strict with mythology. I feel like they're going to be very loose about it. Maybe just a couple monsters are going to be inspired. Maybe the locales and the home base, and that's it. Everything else will just be thrown around from different aspects of Monster Hunter, which is amazing. I hope that's the case. But either way, I'm still going to play it. Either way, I'm still going to play the game. I hope for more monsters. And that's it. Anyways, I have to make a video now, just now. Have an amazing day. Take care, and tell me your predictions as well. So this is my predictions for March 15th. Let me just round it up. A subspecies or variant that they teased out on Twitter of Basharton, they will show it in a proper trailer. Possibly 2 large returning monsters. It could be any type of returning monster, but they have to be large. Possibly a new or old small monster, Malzeno. More footage of Malzeno, more on Luna Garon. More footage of the locale, the new locale. More footage of Elgato. New NPCs and Rundine's sister. And that's it, Simple as that. That's all I predict